Dwight D. Eisenhower is a graduate of the United States Military Academy. He served both in World War I and World War II, famously in World War II as a four-star general in charge of the United States Army forces and, in time, the Allied forces as well. His ability to govern by consensus, involving people such as Churchill and de Gaulle, made him well prepared, actually, to become the President of the United States. And no doubt his presidency of a major university taught him lessons about collegiality that he would not long be able to forget. His administrations, the two of them as president, were noted as those that created structures that were designed for appropriate decision-making, for an organized scientific approach to management. Unlike Roosevelt, who is said to have believed that sending 6 people after one answer and then comparing the results was an effective management tool, or Truman, whose management style is not clear at all. Eisenhower knew that the buck did stop here, as Truman once said, but Eisenhower followed a policy of gathering the best staff regardless of their political orientation, giving them clear areas of responsibility, expecting them to provide the best advice possible, and if appropriate, to have that decision taken at a lower level. Everything didn't have to go to the Oval Office, but the things that did have to go to the Oval Office would have been well staffed in a neutral way to give the best information possible to the president. This surprisingly represented a different approach to management in the White House. He also, Eisenhower, greatly reduced the use of political appointments and plum jobs within the White House. He wanted the best people possible, not those who had perhaps been the most supportive of Republican aims. He came into the office at a time that the United States was still recovering from some vestige of perhaps the Depression, but certainly from an explosion of employees and military personnel. The 50s were viewed as a time of quiet, of peacefulness, of recovering from very tumultuous times beginning under Truman, and at the same time, a time of prosperity for those returning. The GI Bill gave various benefits, including college education and very attractive rates on purchasing of homes. So we settled into Ozzie and Harriet, and Eisenhower may have spent time on the golf course, but the time he spent on task was spent well. He was our first organizing president, in a sense. He did sponsor bills that were important, such as the Highway Act, which created the Eisenhower highway system. He also ordered the desegregation of the schools, ordered military intervention for the desegregation of schools in Little Rock, things that we may not remember now. But the most memorable thing of his administration was his ability to organize, to create a governance structure which was based on rational decision-making and not merely political concerns.